Have you ever had a woman say something so simple, so soft, so innocent, that you almost ignored it? But your heart whispered, something is wrong. Maybe it was the tone. Maybe it was the timing. Maybe it was the smile she gave afterward. A smile that didn't match the weight of her words. Every man has experienced this moment. A moment where 4 little words signal a quiet shift. A moment where she's still close, still present, still warm, but you can feel her slipping away. The truth is simple but brutal. Before a woman plays you, she speaks in code. She reveals her intentions indirectly. She gives you warnings, but in soft emotional language. Not because she's evil, not because she wants to hurt you, but because women often soften the truth to avoid looking like the villain. And if you miss these 4 subtle warnings, you will end up confused, heartbroken, or replaced without explanation. But not today. Today, I'm going to reveal the 4 specific phrases women say right before they pull away, lose interest, or play you emotionally, along with the exact stoic response that makes you untouchable. These aren't cliches. These aren't generic red flags. These are the real-life emotional triggers men ignore until it's too late. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when a woman is slowly detaching, exactly when she's turning you into a backup, and exactly how to respond with strength, clarity, and masculine composure. So let's begin. Word 1, I'm not ready. The setup line that keeps you invested while she stays uncertain. These are the 4 words nearly every man hears at least once in his life, and most men interpret them the wrong way. A woman says, I'm not ready, and immediately the male mind tries to understand. Maybe she had a rough breakup. Maybe she's scared of getting hurt. Maybe she needs time. Maybe she's overwhelmed. But here's the truth few men accept. When a woman says, I'm not ready, she is rarely talking about timing. She is talking about compatibility. Not ready with you. Not ready for this connection. Not ready to choose you over the other emotional options she has. To understand this deeply, let me take you into the story of Michael from Los Angeles. The story, Michael and Olivia, Los Angeles. Michael met Olivia at a rooftop sip and paint event in downtown LA. Funny, warm, magnetic. They spent hours talking about dreams, trauma, goals, childhood memories, the kind of connection that feels immediate and rare. Their texting became constant, their chemistry strong, their dates meaningful. But then, one Saturday evening as they walked barefoot on Venice Beach, she looked at him and quietly said, I'm not ready for something serious. But her tone, her eyes, her body language, something didn't match. This is where men get trapped. Because I'm not ready does not mean I don't want you at all. It means, I like you, but I don't like you enough to commit fully. Not yet. Maybe not. Ever. Women use this phrase to create emotional space between what they feel and what they're willing to offer. Psychologically, this phrase means one of 3 things. 1, she's comparing you to someone else. She has another man in mind, either actively or emotionally. She doesn't want to commit to you because she hasn't fully ruled him out. 2, she likes you but without certainty. She enjoys the comfort, attention, and emotional validation, but not enough to define anything. 3, she wants the benefits without the responsibility. Women love connection, but many avoid commitment because commitment makes them accountable. I'm not ready is how she buys time, while you remain emotionally available. The mistake men make. When men hear this phrase, they become more patient, more available, more forgiving, more emotionally invested. They think they're being understanding, but they're actually being put on hold. They think, if I wait, she'll be ready one day. But if she says this phrase after already being intimate, spending time, building closeness, she is not waiting for the right time. She is waiting for the right man, and she's not sure it's you. The stoic response, you don't argue. You don't push. You don't persuade. You don't chase. You simply adjust your energy to match hers. You say calmly, that's completely fine. Let's keep things light and see where it naturally goes. But then you actually do keep it light. You stop initiating every conversation, planning every date, giving emotional support she hasn't earned, making her a priority. Acting like her boyfriend, you become a man on your own path again, not a man waiting for her approval. This shift does something powerful. If she genuinely likes you, she will realize she's losing you, and she will close the distance. If she was using you for emotional comfort, she will fade away. Either way, you protect your dignity, peace and self-respect. Word 2, you deserve better. The guilt phrase women use before pulling away. This phrase is emotional poison served with a gentle voice. A woman looks down, sighs, maybe even tears up, and says, "You deserve better." It sounds noble. It sounds thoughtful. It sounds like she's protecting you. But psychologically, this phrase is used when she is already emotionally checked out. She's not unsure. She's not confused. She's not debating. She's already decided she doesn't want to commit. She just doesn't want to be the one responsible for hurting you. This phrase is emotional camouflage. To understand it deeply, let me take you into the story of Daniel from New York. The story: Daniel and Sarah, New York. Daniel met Sarah at a charity networking event in Manhattan. Sharp, sophisticated, energetic. They clicked instantly. Long conversations, long walks through Bryant Park, deep emotional intimacy without the title. Eventually, Daniel began forming real feelings. Sarah seemed all in until she wasn't. One evening, while sitting on a bench under string lights, she looked at him with soft eyes and said, "Daniel, you deserve better than me." In that moment, Daniel froze. He thought she was protecting him. He thought she was afraid of hurting him. He thought it was a compliment. But listen carefully. When a woman says you deserve better, she is telling you she does not want to invest in you anymore without admitting it directly. This phrase accomplishes 3 emotional objectives for her. 1, it makes her feel morally good. She gets to leave while still looking kind. 2, it prevents you from asking hard questions. You can't argue with someone pretending to care. 3, it allows her to exit without guilt. She frames it as a sacrifice, when really, she's just not feeling it anymore. The truth behind the words, "You deserve better," is not about you. It's about her losing attraction, losing emotional interest, feeling bored, moving on, getting attention elsewhere, feeling guilty for wasting your time. It's a soft breakup wrapped in emotional softness. The mistake men make: they respond emotionally. "No, you're amazing. Please don't say that. I don't want better, I want you. Tell me what I did wrong. I can fix this." These responses give her more power, more emotional control, more validation, more certainty, more reason to pull away. When you chase a retreating woman, she doesn't come back. She runs faster. The stoic response: you look at her calmly, without tension, without desperation, and say, "You're right. I appreciate the honesty. Take care of yourself." And you walk away. No long explanations. No emotional speeches. No questions. No chasing. No trying to change her mind. This response does 2 powerful things. 1, it ends the emotional game immediately. She can't breadcrumb you anymore. She can't keep you as a backup. She can't string you along. 2, it triggers respect. Most men lose composure when a woman pulls away, but a man who values himself above her approval, she never forgets him. Women don't regret losing weak men. They regret losing strong, stable, stoic ones. Word 3, let's have fun. The escape route women use to avoid accountability. This phrase looks harmless, cute, playful, modern, but behind it lies one of the biggest traps in dating today. A woman smiles, touches your arm, and says, "Let's just have fun." It sounds easy, simple, low pressure. But here is the brutal truth. When a woman says, "Let's have fun," she wants the benefits of a relationship without the responsibilities of one. She wants your attention, your time, your validation, your emotional support, your affection, your presence, your masculinity. But she does not want accountability, consistency, loyalty, commitment, expectations, emotional responsibility. This phrase is the gateway to being played. Let's make this real with the story of James from Toronto. The story: James and Emily, Toronto. James met Emily through mutual friends. Bright, adventurous, magnetic. They clicked instantly. Road trips, late-night coffees, laughing until sunrise. She'd wear his jacket, steal his fries, kiss him like she meant it. It felt like a relationship until James wanted clarity. And before he could even ask, Emily smiled and said, "Let's not complicate things. Let's just have fun." James agreed, but his heart didn't. He thought she'd fall for him eventually. He thought she'd change her mind. He thought consistency would win her over. But fun has rules, and rules most men ignore. Fun means she can leave anytime. Fun means she can replace you anytime. Fun means she owes you nothing. Fun means she sets the pace, not you. Fun means you become emotionally invested while she stays detached. Men get played because they treat fun like the beginning of something serious. Women treat it like the boundary that prevents anything serious. The mistake men make: they give boyfriend energy, time, emotional depth, loyalty, effort, money, support, masculine consistency. But she gives only attention when bored, affection when convenient, mixed signals when insecure, closeness only when she needs ego validation. And the moment a new guy enters her life with stronger chemistry, she disappears. Because you were never her man. You were her emotional entertainment. The stoic response: when a woman says, "Let's just have fun," you respond with clarity. Fun is fine, as long as expectations are equal. Then you adjust your behavior. You stop giving boyfriend benefits. You don't open up deeply. You don't invest heavily. You don't center her. You don't prioritize her. You don't build a fantasy around her. You don't treat her as the only option. If she wants fun, she gets the version of you aligned with fun, not the version she hasn't earned. Ironically, this is when women catch feelings, because women don't fall for men who give everything. They fall for men who match energy, protect their hearts, and lead with discipline. Word for "trust me, okay?" The manipulation phrase used to hide the truth. This phrase might sound small, but it carries massive weight. A woman looks at you, maybe laughs a little, maybe avoids eye contact, and says, "Trust me, okay?" The most dangerous part of this phrase is when it appears suddenly, without context. Because psychologically, when someone asks for trust out of nowhere, it's usually because they know they are breaking it. Let's look at the story of Adam from Chicago. The story: Adam and Chloe, Chicago. Adam met Chloe on Bumble. Charming, stylish, mysterious. They met for drinks. Instant connection. Flirty banter. Effortless chemistry. One night, after 2 weeks of dating, Chloe suddenly became distant. Delayed replies. Short answers. Less enthusiasm. Less affection. Adam asked if everything was okay. She smiled and said, "Don't worry. Trust me, okay?" But something in her tone felt rehearsed. Here's the psychological truth. When a woman says, "Trust me," it often means, "There's something I'm not telling you. I'm hiding something I'm not ready to admit. I want you calm while I make my decision. I don't want you questioning my behavior. I need time to figure out who I really want." Women use "trust me" to stretch their freedom without losing your commitment. It's a linguistic smokescreen, a verbal pause button, a way to keep you emotionally invested while they privately explore their options. The stoic response: when she says, "Trust me, okay?" you respond with calm strength. I trust actions, not words. And then you watch what she does, not what she says, not what she promises, not what she reassures you. Because attraction isn't measured by explanations. It's measured by consistency. A woman who wants you doesn't need to ask you to trust her, because her behavior makes trust unnecessary. Conclusion: the truth. Women don't say out loud. These 4 phrases: "I'm not ready," "You deserve better," "Let's just have fun," "Trust me, okay?" are not dangerous because they're lies. They're dangerous because they are incomplete truths, wrapped in emotional comfort, spoken in a tone soft enough to keep you calm, but vague enough to keep their options open. Most men never learn this. Women rarely deliver their truths directly. They don't announce when they're pulling away. They don't reveal when they're unsure. They don't confess when someone else has entered their mind. Instead, they talk in circles. They soften their language. They choose words that protect their emotional image, not your emotional clarity. A woman will rarely say, "I'm losing interest," or "I'm exploring someone else," or "I want out." That level of honesty feels too harsh, even for women with good intentions. So instead they say things like, "I need time," "I'm confused," "You're amazing, but right now isn't the right moment." These sound gentle, even caring, but beneath the softness lies the truth they're not ready to face, or not brave enough to say out loud. And here's where the stoic man is different from the average man. A weak man listens to comforting words. A strong man listens to patterns. A desperate man clings to promises. A grounded man watches behavior. A man without self-worth takes her phrases literally. A man with self-respect understands that words are just noise when actions don't match. Because a woman doesn't have to lie to mislead you. All she has to do is not tell you everything. All she has to do is give you just enough hope to keep you from leaving. While she slowly creates distance, a woman pulling away doesn't look like a villain. She looks confused. She looks overwhelmed. She looks like someone who doesn't want to hurt you. And that's exactly what makes it dangerous. You don't notice the slow exit. You don't see the emotional shift. You don't realize she's drifting until she's already gone. But manipulation wrapped in softness is still manipulation, even when it's unintentional. And the strongest move a man can make is not to argue, not to question, not to beg for clarity, but to walk away from mixed signals immediately, without hesitation, without drama, without needing her approval to do so. Because a man who walks away isn't being cold. He's being clear. He's sending the message every high-value woman understands on a primal level. I will not compete for your certainty. Distance yourself from confusion. Distance yourself from emotional chaos. Distance yourself from anyone who makes you feel unsure about your worth. Because a woman who truly values you won't confuse you. A woman who truly wants you won't give you half effort. A woman who truly respects you won't make you doubt where you stand. So refuse to negotiate for effort. Refuse to chase someone who isn't choosing you. Refuse to shrink your standards just because you're afraid of losing temporary affection. Refuse to trade your dignity for a few moments of attention. Most men settle for crumbs because they fear walking away. But here's the truth women will never say out loud. They respect the man who can walk away far more than the man who tries to convince them to stay. The man who argues for love loses her respect. The man who begs for closeness loses her attraction. But the man who says nothing, who simply steps back, who refuses to participate in emotional confusion, that man becomes unforgettable. When you stop chasing, when you stop accepting crumbs, when you stop letting soft words blind you to cold actions, when you finally decide that your peace is more important than her validation, you transform into the one thing a woman cannot replace, a man with standards. And a man with standards never fears losing a woman, because he knows he will always attract a woman who values what the last one took for granted. He knows another woman will treat him better than the one who played with his certainty. And he knows his life is too big, too purposeful, too grounded to be held hostage by mixed signals. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.